Here in New York City many years ago, this lady of considerable means left her home and went off to Paris with her 2 children, leaving her home and her maid. Before she returned, the maid took all of her furniture and took it away. She employed a private agency, told the police, but at the end of a few months, they did not turn up one thing concerning that stolen property. She came to see me. I said, "Close your eyes, you are now seated in your own apartment." She told me what was on the walls, the pictures of her 2 children. I said, "All right, refurnish that place as you left it. You have a memory, you're in your apartment, and you can feel your chair. Get off your chair and feel the piano, and see the pictures of the children. That's what you're going to do." That week, she went to her bank on Madison Avenue. As she was coming out of the bank, she had a past history of a little mental state. The bars on this window reminded her of her past history, and therefore, it addled her for a while. So she came onto Madison Avenue and turned south instead of turning north. When she discovered her mistake, she was at the end of the block. She looked down, and 2 very familiar ankles were standing right before her. She came up to the face. That's her maid. The maid started to scream. She went over to the maid and grabbed her and hailed the oncoming taxi and said, "You're taking me right now." And the maid took her to the place where she had stored that furniture. She got it back in her own apartment within the week. A seeming mistake was the way the Father led her. All I ask is to go to the end. If I go to the end and give thanks to the end and for the end, it's done. The end is where we begin. The end is my beginning. Do not attempt to devise the means. Don't tell the one that you ask to pray for you how it should be done. If you know how to pray, you go to the end. The end is where we start. My end is my beginning. I go to the end. I see the whole thing done and then drop it, and then let it happen in my world.